Hi everyone, welcome back to the Handmaidens. Oh, Handmaidens. Yep, before we get started, let's clear that up. Handmaid, M-A-D-E-N-S. I've got some feedback that if you type our name into the search bar, The Handmaiden, some movie or show comes up about some people in red dresses and stuff. That's not us. That is never going to be us. Handmade, you get it? Handmaidens, that's us. And there's a whole lot more of us. And I hope you've been enjoying all the videos, and I hope you have taken the time to hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications for upcoming videos. Today we got a doozy for you. We're going to make, as I promised, and I never break a promise, we should never break promises, we're going to make fire starters. That's right, because it is still, and you see we're up here cooking something already, because it is still February, the end of February, and it is still cold. It's getting better. We've had some snow melting, some ice melting. Thank you. Things are getting better, but we're not out of the woods yet. It's still going to be cold. We're still going to be using the wood stove. We're still going to be using the fireplace. And when we stop using them, then we're going to go outside and we're going to start using campfires, start using bonfires, and we will burn them straight around until we come around to October, when we come back inside and start lighting our wood stove again and lighting our fireplace. The burning never stops around here. Just so happens, if you met all the handmaidens, you met quite a few of them. There's a few mysterious people that are still waiting to debut. All of the kids, except for Mercury when he's away at college, but when he's here, yes, every single one of my kids has a wood stove, which is really interesting, and so they all use that as at least to supplement the heat in their house. That's what we do. We love it. My father was a big proponent of burning wood. Somewhere when I was like a teenager or so, we started doing it. And he would cut the wood by hand. He would split it by hand. He didn't like power tools. He would use a two-man saw, drive my brother crazy, and because he believed that it was a good workout. I don't cut my own wood. I buy my own wood locally from whoever's around, and but I wouldn't really trade it for anything. What I would trade is having a difficult time lighting a fire. So what we use in this house is fire starters, and you're going to want to use them too, so if you've never used them, because they're tremendous and they're 100% free to make if you use your noggin. Here we go. What you're going to need: paper, cardboard, corrugated egg cartons, right? The big kind, the little kind with a top. Toilet paper holder. That's interesting. I thought we had two of them around here. I don't know. Maybe not. We did have another one. You're going to use that to make the fire starters in. You're going to use, remember the last video when we, boom, got that candle wax out of the candles? You're going to use your old candle wax. You're going to make a double boiler to melt the wax, which is what we have here. I started ahead of time so we didn't have to wait for the wax to be done. But, yep. And then we're going to put Mondo right to work. And you're going to use regular old dryer lint from your clothes dryer. You want to do this now because obviously, come another few weeks, you're going to be hanging your clothes out on the line, right? And you won't be using your dryer anymore, right? Right. So I'm boiling the wax. I just simply take them, wax pieces, chunks. I'm making this a little fancy for some project we're going to do right now. And I selected only red ones and melting them in there on a double boiler. Put water first. Never melt your wax on a direct flame because of the flash point. Boom! You're not going to like that boom because that's going to be a fire. So you want to have it so it is melting with the water under there, preventing direct heat. You see I got a fancy schmancy, yeah I do, wax melter pitcher container. You don't have to have one of those because I said you could do this for absolutely free, right? We have that because we got it as a gift. You know what works well? a big can for juice. It's hard to find juice in cans anymore. I'm not using this because I'm going to use this in another project. Obviously not today, but you're going to be seeing this guy coming around again. But anyhow, pineapple juice comes in that. Pineapple juice is really good for your lungs. It's great expectorant and stuff. So buy some pineapple juice in a can. Save the can because you can melt your wax in it, or you can do what we're doing in a future video that you're going to be sure to stay in tune and watch. Okay, I'm going to put Mondo right to work. We're going to make a little bit of different. This is a decorated. You know, I bought fire starters at a gift shop, and they cost me a fortune. They were beautiful, 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 except for the price. And they were cinnamon ones, and I loved them, and they were great, and they went right in the fire, and boom, you know, whatever. They were burned. I didn't quite get the enjoyment, but I'm like, we can make fancy ones. Go ahead, decorate your egg carton. Decorate it for Easter. You might want to have a bonfire on Easter. You might want to have, you know, kick off the season. Memorial Day. Maybe you want to paint this Memorial Day colors, you know, red, white, and blue, or what have you. That's when I start my bonfire. I believe we do right in May. We start our bonfires. Our fire starter is igniting our Christmas tree, actually, is what we put in our first bonfire of the season. So anyhow, I'm going to put Mono to work. We're going to make one with a toilet paper holder. I've never actually done that, but Mono was very intrigued and want to see how that comes out. So go ahead. You start stuffing some lint in here. We're not going to make the big one, but I'll show you what it looks like because we've already have one made. Go ahead, Mono. Get to work. Get busy. Seeing as we have a love-themed fire starter egg carton, and we're using red wax. What we're going to also do is add some cinnamon. So some people that believe in sort of, we got cinnamon bark, essential oils. We got some ground cinnamon. People that believe in aromatherapy and other sorts of influences that scents and herbs and different things have on you would say, some people would say, that cinnamon, look at all this wax I got here, cinnamon attracts love. So, what would love have to do with anything? Well, if you don't have a bonfire, and you don't have a fireplace, or you don't have a wood stove, and you don't have a campfire in your backyard, maybe you want to go camping. Maybe you want to take that special someone to the Adirondacks, right? On a little vacation, romantic getaway, and you want to bring the beginnings of a fire. And you might want to decorate a box of matches and, you know, bring them along. So we're going to make these fire starters with the intention of that we're going to ignite the flame of love and romance, okay? You don't have to. You can make green ones, and you could ignite the flame of making money, money, money. Right, so there's all different ideas and different people of, say, different traditions, colors, scents. Things have correspondences to other meanings. You don't have to do that. You can just make the plain old simple ones. I'm going to show how Mondo and I made these earlier. They still smell good because they were like vanilla. These are a plain crate of fire starters using the method we're using here. Dryer lint, a recycled container. Please always buy your eggs in this. Don't use the styrofoam because that's really environmental disaster. Whatever, do what you want, but I would like it if you could kindly. Just use the cardboard ones. And what you do is when you go to light your fire, you'll cut out a couple of these. You can pre-cut them and store them in a container. Cut them out. I like to use 2 for a fire. And then you light that, and that stays lit, even in the wind and whatever sort of conditions you're in. And you light that, and you put it underneath your kindling, if you will. Sometimes I didn't even use kindling. Some starter, maybe a little bit of cardboard or some paper. Light that, put the bigger logs on top, Watch Laura's video. She'll tell you how to start a fire. But if you use a fire starter, you will be, oh my gosh, how can I get to Denise to thank her? Because it's the greatest thing in the world. It is, it is, it is. Fire starters, this is going to get you a long way. Go ahead, spend a day, make a bunch of them. You got them for the whole season, right? You will not regret it. It's not going to cost you a cent. You know those suckers? I just looked online to see how much they cost in the stores, and they were like, wowzer. There's another method you can make fire starters with wood chips, which I'm waiting to get some wood chips from my son-in-law. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon here for all that extra lovey-dovey. Oh, lovey-dovey-dovey-doo. Yep, that's okay. Right? And then we're going to take our wax, which I want to show you what it did. It's just all like gorgeous in here. Here, let me show you. It's, well, my microphone might not reach. There it is. All like juice. It's just like cherry juice. And we're going to carefully, this can get messy, people. This is not for kids to do. This is, you got to use very carefully. We're going to pour the melted wax on top of the lint inside of the egg carton with a little cinnamon, but I wanted to wait for a second. I'm going to add a little bit of cinnamon bark essential oil. In there. Boom. And now, give it a little stir with our magical spoon. We made this once when we were actually making wands. Oh, that makes that look pretty. Look, now we got it wax covered. Ha! So, okay, so we're going to take this and we're going to pour it very carefully. Hold that still for me. Don't let me spill this on you. Little bits on top. It's going to make the lint sink down. See, I made a mess. You can make a mess. I always make a mess. That's what I do. I'm like Calamity Jane, let me tell you what. But so we're pouring this in carefully. More careful than I do. And because it's hot, yep, Mondo just banged me, which we'll be going to the hospital after this. No, you all right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, just kidding. We don't want to go to the hospital, that's for sure. But we would if we had to. We're filling these up slowly, trying to make too much of a mess. You know, I guess we could turn this guy off over here. You want to turn him off, please? We got a little... You did you get burned, honestly?
Oh,
you sure?
I got...
All right, good. What'd you get? Wax on you? Wax. You got waxed.
Yeah.
I waxed him. There we go. Each thing, what takes a little longer is the wax cooling. I think we noticed it takes about an hour for it to get cool, 2 hours to get totally done. I want to save some of this wax because we're going to try that toilet paper one, which I never did try before. And I'm thinking that would be really good for the big bonfires, right? You got a big fire starter. So let me save a little wax for that, okay? There we go, and that's it. We're going to let this kind of dry in there. I'll close the top. Yep, it's coming out not too bad, not too messy. That wasn't bad. We're going to set this up here. Okay, now, the fire starter. Do we have lint yet left? Where do we? Oh, there it is. I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached. Here we go. Thank you. Hold that. I'll push that in there, in the whatever, right to the bottom on a surface. I don't know how this is going to work. If this pours all over, I don't know. But we're going to try it. Or burns. Yeah. Maybe I should use... Yeah, that's like pushing out the bottom. Okay. I'm doing this on wood, so an old cutting board, so it doesn't matter what happens from there. Maybe I should do it in the glass. Then nobody's getting hurt, right? It'll pour right out in the glass. You can get wax off easily with boiling water. Then you pour the boiling water on the wax. Pour the wax out if you get anything wax on glass. Because remember, we cleaned out all those candles in that video. Refer to that for this. Okay, now, is that good?
Yeah.
It's pushing out a little. There. Here we go. We're trying something brand new. Let's see how this works. And we're going to pour the wax right in there, in the tube. Do you know that some people make like pillar candles using toilet paper holders? So I have not done that either, but maybe we'll give that a try on one of our candle making videos. So there we go. We're making the Mama Jamma. Let it soak in. I'm making up the directions because I've never done this. Let it soak in. Keep pouring the wax. And you're going to have a gigantic fire starter for your gigantic fire on your romantic getaway in the mountains. Right? Or your backyard. Or your fireplace in your living room. And then you can watch nice Netflix over spaghetti and meatballs. What a day you're going to have. Perfect. I think this came out good. I'm not hating it. We got a little bit of leftover wax. Let's top off our little loved ones over here with a little extra wax where we can fit it. And they're going to be beautiful. They smell beautiful. If you want to preserve the smell even longer, you just put this in a plastic bag, like an old bag for bread bag. There we go. That's all there is to it. Decorate yourself some matches, stick matches. I love stick matches. They're the best in the world. Don't use lighters. Just kidding, you can, but they're made of plastic, and I don't like plastic. So anyhow, so there we go. We did it. Free. All you need, egg carton, lint from the dryer, toilet paper holder, some wax, your old wax from your old candles. You will be in the process of reusing, recycling, repurposing, and saving the planet with us. I'm so happy to have you on our side. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon in our next video. Take care. Have a good one.